guys, what's up? Welcome back to my latest video. As you can see, I made a little intro on iMovie. I was just messing around. It's probably a little too long. I'll probably cut it, but let me know what you think about it. I put some of my music on there. Anyways, I want to do this first video. I had a request about Afterburner, and I wanted to show you how I mapped it to the joystick. What's weird about Afterburner and some of these other games is that sometimes you will not find them in certain areas where your categories are that you're looking. Sometimes you got to use the search feature, and that's why the search feature is really handy. For example, I'm here in A, in the main, and as you can see, all they have is Afterburner 2. Strange? Yes. But if you go to hyperspin search here, we can hunt down that sucker. And as you can see, we got about 22 versions of it, which is strange is that you'll see that there's about 5 versions of it. Sorry, 3. 2 of these are Afterburner 2, but there's actually 3 versions of it that are in Arcade Classics, according to the search, but if you go on there, you can't find them. Why it does that? It's just one of those things. Sometimes when they're in the search feature and they're not inside the category in hyperspin, sometimes they won't launch, sometimes they won't work. So it could be the reason why they're left out of it. Anyways, I did test this version, and it does work. Did play this game back in the day. Not too much though, I didn't have a Sega Master System, but I did play it a little bit in the arcades when I found it. And I believe Afterburner 1 did not have a throttle. Afterburner 2 did though. And as you can see inside the input, I mapped out the Vulcan to the trigger, or the missile to this button right here, and then the joystick 5, which my machine sees as the Tron stick or the flight stick. I did that to the X, and I did it to the Y. And you have to do that in order for it to see the joystick. Oh. Not very good at this game, but I think I mentioned, I'll pull the pedestal away from the TV on this one to play it, just because it's a little too in your face. But that's what's cool about the pedestal. I can pull it back as far as I want. Yeah, I'm not very good at it, but you get the gist of it. So I also had a request for Afterburner 2. And Afterburner 2 is actually in the main category. And correct me if I'm wrong, but Afterburner 2 does have a throttle in the original cab, and that would control your speed. So what I did is, in the input, I did my usual Vulcan trigger, missile, button, did the flight stick or the Tron stick to the analog, and then you'll see right here, analog Z, that controls the actual other input for the slow up or the speed down. So what I did is I mapped that out to a spinner. So since it has to be an analog control, you can't use the joysticks. You can't use the trackball, and you can't use the spinner. So as you can see, I can speed up, or I can slow down with the spinner. Play it just like you normally would, regular Afterburner, but now you have that throttle. You can also map it to this one if it's easier. The moral of the story is you can map it to a spinner and play the game like it was originally intended to be played. I'm that kind of guy where I may not use the spinner a ton, but when I want it, it's there. And when I was building this machine, I basically wanted to put all those options, because that's how I am a little OCD about that kind of stuff. Why not go big? If you're gonna get it, go big. So again, slow it down. Speed it up. This game's way harder than the first one. Now keep in mind, technically you could hook up your steering wheel and your pedal and control the throttle with your feet. The Thrustmaster that comes with it is just a USB connection, so you could do that if you wanted to. Whenever any input is put in through that USB, the computer will see it as something that you can't use as an option. So you really can configure the game the way you want to, and for the most part, every game, you can customize it the way you want to, is my point. Some games like Star Wars Arcade, I've had a little trouble with it getting it exactly right. I'll probably make another video sometime to show you what it is, but I'll get it and I'll figure it out. Anyways, Afterburner 2. Okay, next request I had was for another classic Sega jam, little number called Space Harrier. That's another one that had the flight stick, if I recollect, in the arcades. And it really makes a difference when you're playing. It's just more fun. I gotta go back real quick, and I just love the intro to this. I mean, how more retro can you get than that intro? It's pretty cool. It's amazing. You can sit here and have just the Megacade rolling in the background, and most 80-90% of every single game in here has an intro, and it's just cool to see how much effort and love was put into it. It's just, it's kind of a work of art when you watch it. It's just cool to have as pretty much like a screensaver all day, having it on your Oh, anyways, where were we? So here we go. Another game that's just way more fun with the flight stick. Forgive me if I suck on some of these games, because I'm not currently playing some of them. I'm more just showing you just to see how it employs the flight stick, so be nice. I'm sure if we're on lockdown for a lot longer, I'll be playing them eventually, and I'll get to them. I've actually been playing a lot of shmups right now, and but more of the vertical ones. So yeah, it's nice and smooth. It just really feels solid, man. It just, I also love, you know, I know it's just a small detail, but hyperspin, I just love how they have the different bezels on the side. And I had a couple questions about those bezels, and there's plenty of other videos you can see on there with Scantron, my boy Scantron, Thomas, and they can show you all that stuff works too. But when you go into this area right here, you can make lots of different changes, and one of them is the video options. Right here you can change the screen aspect. You can change it to cocktail. So if you remember the old cocktail tables you see in the restaurants, or one side, 2 players would have it flip on either side. And those, I don't really think they apply too much to Megacade owners, but it's a feature you can if you want. And in here you can change backdrops, overlays, bezels. I mean, it really, even, you can change your time. You can have the lives, invincibility. I just advise going in here, be careful of what you're changing. Stay away from this input general. The input general changes settings. Well guys, I gotta cut it short here. I'm still learning the software here, but I'm having fun figuring it all out. One last thing I wanted to show for some of the people who were asking was about the light bar and the Wii bar. The light bar is for the gun, and the Wii bar is for the Nintendo Wii. If you get a pedestal, they basically just come with it. If you order everything, if you include it, he'll send you the light bar and the Wii bar, and you basically attach them just like you would a normal Wii on the bottom of your monitor or TV screen, or on the top. I opted for the top of mine, and it works absolutely fine. I have no issues with it. I could play any gun game, I could play Nintendo Wii. It reads it perfectly. You just have to be a certain distance back from the TV for it to read. But what I did is I just did a little adhesive that came with it, and I put it in the center of the TV, and I put the bar just slightly off to the right, just to keep a little distance away from the sensors right here, and I haven't had any trouble since. It's very minor, you really don't notice it too much, but again, you need that to play the light games. And I'll definitely show some videos, some gun games and stuff like that in the future. Alright guys, that's it for now. Thanks for watching.